I am Elf Lyons, and I am a comedian clown thing, and I'm performing at the Contact stage on the Saturday of BLUEDOT. I came here last year for BLUEDOT when Chemical Brothers were headlining, and I only came for the day, and it was just brilliant. I had a massive Stephen King novel with me, so in between watching the bands, I was just chilling out underneath the telescope, just reading. It was really fluid and relaxed, and everyone's very neighbourly here. And also really cool, interesting lectures about science, which I don't really get a huge amount of as a touring comic, so it was really cool. I think it would be arrogant to think there is not life out there, considering we're just a tiny little planet, and also all the scientists will tell you here that there's probably definitely life out there. I don't know, because I've got faith, so I love it. I feel really at ease knowing at how infinite everything is in the sense of the unknowing. I find it very calming and meditative, and also it makes you aware that you can only put one foot in front of the other and you can't get too stressed. You know, the tides come and go, and yeah, it's exciting. I like it because it makes me aware of how infinitesimal we are. And I like that. That's really relaxing for me to think that we're just nothing. It's really cool. I mean, you look at it, you go, that's amazing. I don't know how that works. It's iconic and symbolic of so many things, and especially what the UK are doing and contributing towards science, and especially space discovery and research to do with our relationship to the other planets. So it puts everything in perspective of what you're doing. Also, I think the balance between music and science, art and science, the sciences and the creative arts, people don't really realise that there's so much link between the two of them. So I think to have a really creative festival in an area of scientific importance is really unique and not to be underestimated. Well, so our family mantra is failure is not an option, which people think is a really intense family mantra, but it's because I remember when we went to Washington and we went to the Science Museum, and it was all about the Apollo 13, when they didn't, I believe it was Apollo 13, right? When they went to what the film was made about. But the catchphrase was failure is not an option. We have to get them home. And I found and that film is one of our favourite family films. So for me, that's always been like running underneath the rivers of everything that I do in my life, that piece of advice. So yeah, I would say that the Apollo missions have always been a really important part of me because of that. Doing a good job. Because crucially, everyone expects me to go, oh, wow, you're performing at festivals, you're performing at BLUEDOT, you're going to have a crazy, hedonistic, wild time. And the truth is, I watched Hot Chip last night, it was awesome, and then I got into my tent and I tried to go to bed, which I didn't succeed in because there were lots of 17-year-olds around me discovering alcohol for the first time. But yeah, just a lovely time to perform in front of people who might not have seen your type of work before, and also to discover new acts. I've seen loads of stuff I've not heard of before. My appearance, according to the lady from Sainsbury's who asked me for my ID yesterday when I went to buy some alcohol, she said, it's hard to believe you're an adult because you dress so much like a child. This isn't a costume, this is just who I am. I do clowning, so I'm just going to have a really nice time. I've got some ideas, but I like to feel it out with the crowd, see who's in the room and just be silly. It's a really nice big stage, so it's lots of space to run around. Well, it's a really important occasion. I think now that more than ever we really need to, especially as women, really praise science and our involvement in it, and hold it up for such an interesting thing that more women especially should be going into. So I really like the fact that I'm performing at this festival, especially when I'm considered to be in an industry where women still are not getting as much attention as they deserve. So from that perspective, it's really cool to be at a science festival that merges the two. And also it's just great to perform at a festival that you would actually buy a ticket to come to anyway. From an economics perspective, it's really great. I'm working and I get to have fun as well. Well, I'm definitely going to watch all the other comics because the lineup is amazing. Andrew O'Neill is one of the best MCs. Garrett Millerick is so great. Mickey Overman is a babe. David Trent is an individual who I admire and I'm terrified of in equal measure. They're fantastic. I saw Hot Chip last night. Blew my mind. Made me cry with joy. And I saw Henge. And they are just delicious. So silly. I loved them. I want them next year, and I want even more dancers and women with mushroom heads. I had a great time. I watched some really cool lectures. It's just, that's the lovely thing. You're just sort of wandering around and building these beautiful interactions, and the Extinction Rebellion guys. There's some really cool stuff going on. Loads of books, lots of grass, lots of lakes. Everybody just having a nice sit down. People not being stressed. Oh, and no technology. If it were me, I would get rid of all mobile phones. All mobile phones, all technology. We would sort of be like Game of Thrones, but without any of the war. That's what I'd like. And animals everywhere. Even more animals. I'm quite basic. Just give me a pond. Give me a pond and some guinea pigs, and I'm fine. And a book. And maybe a coffee. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I think at the moment, based on the theme, and because I think it's one of my favourite tracks, The Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen. I'd send that as a song out into the ether. So any melancholic aliens out there who are going through unrequited love, or, going through that sort of coming of age phase, or any bizarre alien animals out there, or maybe an alien or a predator, and they're sort of dealing with themselves, they'll hear that song and go, yes, this speaks to me. I would send that.